everyone. Today we're going to learn an important skill that every penetration tester should possess. It's mandatory to have a programming knowledge and programming skill every penetration testers should have at their back. And what's the need? Why penetration testers will get to know about programming? In some conditions, your client organizations will not allow you to use some paid tools or maybe some free source open source tools like Nmap. So that time you maybe have a situation in your hand that you need to write your own code by yourself. So that's why it is important to have a program skill, a program knowledge at your back. So I'll suggest you can go with multiple programming languages. You have bash scripting, you have Python, you have C++, but we are going to learn in here about Python for penetration testing. In this course, we will have multiple series of videos, maybe more than 5, and we have these objectives to cover in those videos. We'll start with Python installations. We have variables and objectives, and dictionaries and lists, and mathematical operations and conditions and loops, and then we'll start developing our penetration testing tools. And when our scripting technique goes on with the penetration testing tools, and we'll learn bit by bit. Okay, so in the whole set of videos, the whole set of course, we'll be covering the whole Python stuff that is mostly concentrated towards the penetration testing tools. And this course will not be covering the development skills that you need for a Python developer in the development perspective, and this whole course will be having the development of penetration testing tool as a main objective. Okay, and we have penetration testing tools. These are the tools that we will be building with Python. We'll start with normal port scanner and vulnerability scanner, and we have SSH and FTP scripts and password cracking, and how you can sniff, flood and spoofing tools, and how you can make DNS sniffer, and how you can make keyloggers, and how you can make a reverse shell TCP and HTTP and interactive reverse shells with Python. These are all the tools that we are going to develop with Python. So we'll start with multiple variables. We'll start with the basic stuff that we have, variables, objects and conditions and all, like with these things. Okay, so one by one we'll see. Python in here, and you just need to get into this URL, python.org/downloads, and this URL you can simply download your Python latest version from Python's free source site. Okay, you can download it for Windows, Mac and Linux and Unix operating systems also, and you can go on with Docker images too. And here we're going to download it Python, and it's very simple. Just need to download it and double click install it. And once you have installed that application, and you just simply need to open your command prompt, and with your command prompt, you can launch your Python by simply tapping Python. Okay, and it will give you the Python and the Python version and the bit informations and everything, and you can start using your Python in here by assigning the variables and everything. We'll see that when we get into that variable sessions, and we'll just leave it in here how to use in Python. In case if you face some difficulties that how you're not getting any Python, if it shows that there is no such command in your Windows machine, you just need to add the path. Okay, while installing Python, you'll be having a checkbox when you're having that Python installation window, and there you need to add Python to the path. So that path will add your Python to your executable variables. So how you can do that? In case if you forget to do that, sometimes it will not work. So at that time you just need to get into your properties. So for that you just need to give properties in my computers, otherwise this PC. You need to get into advanced system settings, and in there you need to choose environmental variables. In the environmental variables you just need to add new one. Okay, so in here it simply shows in here in this way, right? And you can go on system variables. Okay, so how you can do the add in this one, in this window you need to add your Python to this path. Okay, how you can add this? You just need to give new and you can add. That's very simple. Okay, the same way you can here add in here also for user variables for particular user, and this is for system variables. Okay, so for adding that, it's very simple. Okay, and you just need to have your path edit and need to click new in here, and then you can add your Python path in here. Okay, that's very simple. And what you can add in here, you just need to add the path where you installed Python, and you just need to open your device and open where you installed Python, and if I'm not wrong, installed in here maybe, and program files, and no, I didn't install in here. I think I installed in this drive. Yeah, you can say this, right? So this one, and you need to copy this whole location and put it in here, new, and paste it and click OK and just add it. In some case, what will happen when you just double click it, it will not come in this way, it will open like this. Okay, that time you need to add the whole line will be there in here in the values, and you need to add, for example, if it have like this, C colon program files like this, in case if you have anything like this, and you should add your path like this, semicolon, and your Python, your whole location like this. You just add like this, and you have to click OK. And in my Windows machine, I don't have to go in this way, and if you're using XP or the lower version of Windows, sometimes you will be facing that kind of environment that you need to work on. So you have to give up the values added up with the semicolon symbol. Okay, just need to close it, and you can launch your Python in this way, and you can work on this. Okay, we have Windows command prompt. And the next thing we need to have in here, that we need editor to work on. So I'll prefer PyCharm, and you can go on with Sublime editor, and multiple editors are there, text editor, you can go on with that. And this is also, you can install it for Windows and Mac, and you can use it on Linux and Ubuntu machines also, and you just need to download it and install it. Once it is installed, you'll be having your PyCharm in this way. Okay, and it's very simple. You can add your Python files in this, that you just need to go for file and add a new file, and that should be a Python file or HTML file, depends on multiple developers, then they can prefer this multiple text editors. Okay, so this is very good, and I can add like new, and it's a Python file, so I just need to click new. You don't need to give .py extensions for Python, because it automatically chooses the Python file and it will automatically create .py file. You can see new.py, and you can add your script in here, and you can go on with anything like this. And you just need to give x equal to 10, or I can give y equals 20, and I can have x plus z equal to x plus y, and print, and I just need to present in here z, right? And in here I just right click and run this new script, and you can easily execute, and you can see the answer is 30. So it's a very basic stuff, arithmetic program that you can execute with Python. And what I did, I just used two variables, and I add the two variables in here. And the next session we will be seeing what the variables are and why we use variables, all the stuffs. Okay, we don't need to install Python separately into Ubuntu machines. We need to install PyCharm only to use Python. We're going to learn the variables, the objects, and the basic stuff that we need to learn when it comes to programming. Okay, so before getting into that, let's learn something on concepts and how the programs works. Okay, so in programs, normally in every program we have orders to follow. The compiler will be following some orders when we execute a program. Okay, how? So when you are assigning a value for x equal to 2, and the whole program will carry the value 2 for variable x. Okay, so whenever you're using the x with some other numbers, x minus 2 equal to, what is this? When you execute this program, what will happen? This x will carry the value 2, so it will automatically go 2 minus 2 equal 0. So for example, In case if you have changed in the middle x equal to 1, that means you have assigned a new value to the x, so 1 minus 2, then the answer will become minus 1. Okay, so this is how your program proceeds. This is how the program follows some orders. So whenever you're introducing the variables, whenever you're introducing some functions, it will carry out in order. So that's how your compiler works. That's how you execute a program. So it will go on step by step. Whenever you're having something in order, so it will carry out the whole program in that order only. Okay, so this is what we have, the main concepts, and this is how the program works, every program. And we have variables. So what we have know already, variables are nothing but we use variables to hold some values in it, right? So before going into that, let me clear this. So what we have now, we all know variables use values to store in it, so that we can call any variable at any time that according to our need. And this x indicates a variable, and this indicates input type. It can be anything, it can be integer, it can be string, or it can be float, or anything. Okay, so if I just give x equal to and x equal Securium solutions, okay, I can give in this way also, or I can give like x equal to 1.5. So you can assign any values for any variable like this. So it will carry integer, this will be in your string, and this will be your float, right? So that's what I have in here. You can see we can use variables whenever in need, and manipulations will be very easy. So when you're having a bunch of code that holds 1,000 or more than 1,000 lines, you don't need to change the values at each and every line. If when you change the values of particular variables, or when you are defining the variables, and that's enough, the whole variable, the set of variables that you used in the whole program got changed with the new values that you assign. Okay, and you can see if I just give x with the value 10 with the type integer, and y with the string Securium solutions with the type string, and z it have the value of 1.1 that carries the type float. Okay, and objects are a collection of variables and functions. This is what called as objects. So everything will be get stored in here according to the values and its data types, everything. That's what object is. Okay, so we are going to see a small program in here for how you can create a small mathematical operations, how you can introduce bunch of characters, bunch of variables, and how we can use that thing when it comes to compiling, when we can go around with Python. Okay, so I'm going to use this Python in here. I'll create a new file in here, and for that I'll use Python file, and in this one I'll create. Okay, so I'll just introduce x equal to 1. If I just use print x, and I'll just run this file one now, and you can see 1 is displayed in here. In case if I rename the file x equal to 10, now you can see when I just use print x again, and it will display the file 10. So that's why I said you can, whenever you are introducing, that's why I said whenever you're introducing, when you're changing the values for a particular variable, and the second one, the latest one will get updated and will get displayed when you're compiling a program. Okay, so this is how we do execute. This is very simple, right? And I can go on with like this. So y equal Sam. Okay, you can't give like this. You need to give anything should be in double quotes. Whenever you are assigning strings, that should be in double quotes. If I just give print and y, and now I will execute this one, and you can see Sam. So every string should be in double quotes, and you have lots of programming languages use these double quotes to represent the strings and to assign strings into a variable, and this is how we do include strings as a value for a particular variable. And I can assign float values also, 1.5, and print z, and I can execute this one also, run sample, and it will display the value for z. You can see it's very simple. So this is how we do run and debug sample. When we do this debug sample, you can see once again, and you can see how the program flows. So that's why we use debugger, like compiler people call it as sometimes, and you can easily inspect how each and every program will do. So first it will go for x, it will assign a value for x as 1, and it will print the value, and it will take 10, and we can assign a value, and you can comment it out. And if you don't know what's happening in here, and you can comment out easily by adding hash symbol in the front. Okay, so if I just add hash symbol in it, and I can add like this hash, and I will put it like changing values for a variable. Okay, so this is how we do change values into a variable. Okay, and how you will come to know that okay, you have assigned a value for x. Then we have strings next, and for strings we need to add some libraries into it. For to import libraries, why we need to import libraries? To change our functionalities, to change our methods to what we need really. So in sometimes you will have the situation to change everything into uppercase, into lowercase, the manipulation of files, that how you how efficiently that you can play with your code. Okay, that's why we use libraries into it. And how much libraries you are using in here, we are going to use lots of Python libraries when it comes to the development of penetration testing tools. And how much knowledge you have when it comes to libraries, that's your strength in here. And what situation you can use a very feasible libraries that helps you with your code in a more efficient way. Okay, and so that's where we use libraries in here, and I'm going to use a library in here. Let me import the uppercase libraries from this one, the Django template default filters, and this one is used to import the uppercase and lowercase libraries, and I've just mentioned it in here. And yeah, I've deleted the Securum Solutions name by mistake. I need to put it in there, and everything is done. Once again, name equal Securum Solutions. Okay, so that's how we do, and now it will work properly. What I did in here, first I calculated the length, and I'm printing out the same name with all uppercase letters, but I can't execute that letters if I don't import this uppercase library from this. Okay, so that's why I'm using this Django default and the uppercase libraries. Now I can execute it, and it will successfully execute that one, and it will give me the Securum Solutions in all uppercase letters. And I can do the same thing. So print, and I can go on like lower, and same thing name. So I just need to add one more in here with lower. When I import this, now it will execute properly, and it will return me everything in lowercase letters. Can you see? So this is how we do play with strings when it comes to various libraries. So Python works with lots of libraries, and it adds more weightage if you have good inside knowledge about the libraries that you need to work on with. Okay, so if you are having the penetration testing stuff, that you need to have the knowledge on the libraries that relates to that. Okay, that's very important in here when we are working on with Python. Okay, so that's how we do work on with strings, and we'll create one small program, and that program for age calculator. Okay, how you can calculate age, someone's age or anything. So how we can do that? That's very simple. I just need to go on in here like age or date of birth. So if you have any date of birth, and you can give like this 1990. Okay, and how you can calculate date of birth, someone's date of birth, you need arithmetical operations in here. How you can do the calculation of date of birth, and you can see the age, you need to calculate the age, right? So age equals 2020 minus date of birth, so that will be the year, right? The current year minus date of birth year. So this is how you calculate age, and I'm putting in here, and in the variable print before getting into print, and now I can give like this print, and I'll just go in this way, and your date of birth is, and I need to combine the value, the answer values, right? I can't give like the variable like this in here. It will take full thing as the string. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use curly braces in here, and I'll add one dot, and I'll use format, and in the format I will add age. Okay, so what will happen, whoever execute this code, so what will happen if I just execute this code? Let's check. Okay, your date of birth is 30 in this way, and you can add like this, and you can do calculation of simple age calculator in this way, and you can't add directly in here with format. You have to add this. Format is a method that you need to put these values within these braces. Okay, so that's why I'm using this format. That's how you concatenate. This dot symbol indicates that it's concatenating two values into one line. So that's what we do. Your date of birth is 30. If someone have given in here, if I just give in here 94, so what will happen? Let's check. Run age calculator. It is giving me the age. Your date of birth is 26. Okay, so this is very simple. That's how you do. Everything is in your mind. Like, you need to elaborate. You need to be very clear with your idea that what you're going to design, what you're going to program. Okay, then you can easily write your program in here. Right, so that's very simple how you can make simple calculators, and you can add some lines like print and your date of birth like this, and below and what will happen if someone execute this, and it will execute in the same manner. It's the date of birth of a programmer. Your date of birth is 26. So this way you can simply change your programs, and you can start making your programs very basic way. Okay. And next sessions we have things to learn on tuples, dictionaries, and lists. Okay, what is these things and where we use it? It's kind of array thing. We can use it for indexing stuffs, and we can use indexing how you can easily call upon lots of files, and how you can store lots of files into a single entity and all. Okay, so that's what we're going to see in the next session. In this session we have three topics to learn: list, tuple, and dictionary. Before getting into list, tuple, and dictionary, we'll first see what is mutable and immutable. In mutable we can change values in it. In immutable we can't change values into it. Okay, so that's the main difference we have in here. And the things we can change, the values we can change in list and dictionary, that we can't change the values in integer, float, and strings and tuples. Okay, so what's it that, like, little bit confusing for you, I know, and everything that you are having in here holds address values in it, right, in memories. So when you are assigning x equal to 10, that it carries that address, and it gets stored in the memory, right? And let's see that thing in here. I have my command prompt readily available, and you can see I'm launching my Python, and in this, if I just assemble x equal to 10, and I just want to check id equal to x, and this is the memory it is stored, the value x. And if I just go on to type, and if I give x and enter, and it clearly shows it is the integer value, right? If I change the x value again, the address will get changed. That means what? It is introducing x as a new variable. Now it's the same variable. It is not storing the values into the same variable, it is storing the values into a new variable. For example, if I'm giving x equal to 20, and let's check id x, can you see this? Address got changed. So that's what I meant. You can't alter or add anything into the strings or integer or float types, and you can change that things in list and dictionary. Lists and dictionaries are mutable, and the data types like integer, float, and string, those are all not changeable, and that's simply called as immutable. Okay, and this is what difference we have in mutable and immutable. And you can do the same thing for your strings also. For example, if I just assign a value y equals Sam, okay, and I can go and type class string, and if you added the new value for the variable y, and the address will change it again. Okay, so that's what we have in mutable and immutable. Let's go back. By the way, let's go forward to know about what is tuples, what is list, and what is dictionary. Okay, so let me open my PyCharm, and I'll open a new file for tuples. Sorry for that. I think I should give the Python file in here and tuple. Okay, and we have our file tuple in here. What I'm going to do, I'll simply, in tuples and in dictionaries and lists, we can hold multiple elements into a single file, single variable kind of array. So what you're going to do, I'll simply go on like about. So if I'm creating a variable like about, and I'm adding up in here name, and then I'm adding again with age, then I'm adding with location. Okay, so I've just added 3 things in here. Okay, now just click enter, and if I want to print this thing, what will happen if I print enter about, right? And now just run this program. Sorry, I just need to run this program tuple, and you can see it is returning the same thing. Okay, it's just a string. I didn't assign any values into it. For example, if I put in this way, salary equal, open new tab, parenthesis, and I'm giving some values like 2000, 2000 and 3000. Okay, I've just added them in here, and I'm going to print it out in this way, salary. Okay, now I will run this, and you can see, you can easily understand that it is printing out the values just like that, the salary values. Okay, but what if I just want to display only 1 or 2 digits? I just want to display the third number, I just want to display the second number, or the whole series of number, the range of numbers I want to display. Okay, at that time what you can do, you have to go on with your indexing. I told you tuples, dictionaries and lists works with indexing. Okay, and in dictionaries we don't work with indexing, we work with keys. Okay, well, I'll explain what is key. Okay, and print, I'm going to add it in here with salary. Okay, and I need to use this square braces, and I need to give the indexing value, and indexing value starts from 0 in Python. So if I give 0, then it carries the first values 1 and 2. If I give 0 in here, it will display value 1000. You see, it is displaying me 1000. If I give 1, and it will display the value 2000. See, and if I give 2, and it will display 3000. And I can give the ranges also. If I give like 0 to 2, it will display 0, 1, 2. So it will not display the second digit, it will display only 0 and 1. Let's check this out, and I'm just playing this. Now you can see 1000 and 2000, not the 3000, but the indexing value holds the value of 3000, but it only execute the previous indexing up to the previous indexing. Okay, that's what we can do in tuples. We can't add, we can't change anything in those, but we can change in list. How? Let me copy this. We will be using the same thing in next one, and I'm going to use the Python file, and that one is named as list. Okay, so let me paste this in here, and in list I'm going to use the same thing, and in list I can add anything. So if I just go with print salary, okay, so run list, and it is also displaying all the values in here. I want to add something into this. How I can add? So that's very simple. In salary dot append, okay, sorry, append, and I need to add extra values 4000 into salary. And only one thing that we need to keep it in our mind in list, doesn't comes with curly braces, or sorry, open braces. It use the square braces. Okay, so this braces we need to use in list, and if I just add it in here, and now I will print now the salary. Let's check it out. The 4000 is added up with that list or not. Now execute the run the list file, and you can see it is now, previously it was not having 4000, and the second time it is added up in here, right? That's very good, right? Now what we can do, I just want to insert something, depends on the indexing values. Okay, not it is adding up the 4000 value at the last. I don't want to add this in here. I want to add it in the first place, or in the second place, or in the third place. How I can do? That's also very easy. I just want to go like this, salary dot insert, okay, and where I want to insert, I need to give the indexing first, and I need to give the indexing. This is 0, sorry, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, and in the place of 2 I need to use, and I need to remove that, and I need to give 5000. Okay, so if I give in this way, what will happen? 0 1 2, I don't need 3000, I need 5000 there. Okay, just now write enter, and now print and salary. Okay, now I will execute this. Can you see this? In the place of 3000, 5000 is there, and then it is added up with 3000 and 4000. If I don't mention it, it will display this 3000 clearly. Okay, so this way you can easily add, you can easily insert data into list, but not into tuple. Okay, so it's very easy to add some values into a program, bunch of code. We have programs with lots of blocks to call upon functions, so it's very useful where you can add, and you can bunch of functionalities that you can add up with your code. Okay, the next thing we have in here is dictionaries. What is this dictionary? Let me create a new file for that. Okay, so I've just added a new file, and for dictionaries, dictionary holds lots of elements, lots of information for a particular individual. Okay, how? If I add like this, company, some company, okay, and I'm calling up of the dictionary function, and I'm going to add name, and in the place of name I'm going to add securium. Okay, okay, and in here, and I'm going to add clients. I'm going to add in here, in the place of clients I need to add I need to give comma client 200. Okay, I need to add what I can add more than that, projects equal, and I'm adding in here 150. Okay, and if I add like this, and now what I will do, I'll just enter and print company. Let's check it out what it is printing in here. Run dictionary file. See, it is returning name equal to securium, client equal 200, and projects is 150. It is returning clearly, right? And what I'll do, I just no need to display everything. I want certain things that I want to display. Okay, how you can do? We call the particular variables using indexing in lists and tuples, right? But in here we call upon with keys. What is this keys? This is what called as key. You assign some variables for that, right? That's what we call it as keys. Okay, so how we can do that? So instead of print company like that, I will just go and print and individual. Okay, sorry, not individual, I've just used company in here, right? Company, and then I'll use the name. If I want the name, I will give name in here, and this is your key should be always present in this square braces. Okay, so I'll just enter in here. Now I will execute. Let's see how our result looks like. Okay, I think I've mentioned something wrong. Okay, yeah, sorry, I need to give double quotes in here. It's a string, right? So I need to give like this. Now run dictionary, and see, it clearly prints out the name Securium. I can add like this also, print and company, and I'll add square braces, and in here I'll add clients. Okay, now let's check how our result looks like. Okay, it's not clients, that is client. Okay, and you can see it is having 200, and this is how you display your dictionary individual value, the individual element from a whole bunch of dictionary elements. Okay, and if I want to add something into it, how I can add? That's very simple. Just need to add directly in here like this, company. Okay, and in the place of company I just need to add like this, and I will add years. Okay, if I add years, and I need to add 5. If I add like this, and now I will print company. Check it out how our result looks like now. Okay, I need to add double quote, sorry, I need to add double quote in here. These are the mistakes that we do usually. And can you see, years 5 has been added up with our dictionary file. And this is how you add something into it. If you want to delete something into it, that's very simple. You just need to go on in here and delete. And what you want to delete, you want to delete something with the company, right? And mention that company, and you need to delete it. You just need to give that key. Wherever you go, you just need to mention the key. When you are adding some keys into it, that you are mentioning in square braces. And when you are deleting, when you're printing out something, when you're mentioning something, when you're taking out from there, that time you will be going on with normal braces. Okay, so when you're changing something with the keys, that time you need to go with square braces. So I'm just changing something, deleting obviously, and this time I'm going to delete it, the client list. I don't want the client list. So what I'll do just client, and now I will print out the company now. Okay, and everything is done, and 1 second. Okay, now I will print it out. I've deleted the client, right? And you can see this don't have the client in it. This is how we work with lists, tuples and dictionaries, and that's very easy, and it's very mandatory, so that you can add values into a particular set of dictionaries and lists, and that makes efficient. You can make your project, make your bunch of code to work efficiently. Definitely it will be very useful when we go on making various projects and tools. Okay, so that's what we have in here in this today's session, and we will see tomorrow the next session. I'll be uploading all the continuous sessions. We have functions to come, and we have loops and conditions yet to come, and we will complete this by tomorrow, and we'll make tools after that. Okay, so keep watching and learn more. Thank you.